Ooh, that's exciting. The field is set for the Final Four in the women's NCAA basketball tournament. It's going to be a star-studded affair in Cleveland this weekend.
Yeah, there are more stars in the women's bracket than there are in the men's. The popularity of the women's game continues to soar. Some of the biggest programs and the biggest names in the game are going to be on the court Friday night. That's why Jack Linehan is back again. Now for a women's version of Jacketology, Jack.
Yeah, we talked about it yesterday. The women's tournament has been appointment television so far this year. The Final Four will be no different. We've got an undefeated team in South Carolina. We've got the best player of all time on Iowa. We've got the best program of all time in UConn. And then an NC State team that surprised everyone to get here. Stop me if you've heard that one before. Let's start with South Carolina, who is, by the way, 36-0. Don Staley's squad is chasing an undefeated season and would be the 10th team to do so all time. They squeaked by Indiana in the Sweet 16 and took care of business against a tough Oregon State team to reach the Final Four. They were in the exact same spot last year, undefeated, before losing to Iowa. Now, once again, they are 2 wins away from perfection. Hey, speaking of Iowa, the Iowa Hawkeyes had arguably the toughest path to the Final Four. They got by West Virginia. They beat CU in a rematch of last year's Sweet 16. I don't have to remind you all about that game. But last night's game against LSU, that was their toughest one yet. A rematch of the national title game last year. The most watched women's college basketball game ever. And this time it was Iowa. College basketball's most recognizable player, Caitlin Clark, is headed back to the Final Four. Now, the University of Connecticut is no stranger to the Final Four. This is their 23rd appearance all time and 15th in the last 16 years. After all, you're not the most successful program of all time by accident. Gino Auriemma's squad got here with 4 tough wins in their bracket, each game won by less than 10 points. They capped off that with a sensational game against USC last night, #1 seed. UConn's won the most titles ever, but there has been a championship drought there since 2016. They're hoping this is the year they bring a trophy back to Stores. Once again, I'm saving NC State for last because, well, similar to the men's team, the women's team was a bit of a long shot to be here. Don't get me wrong, the Wolfpack have been around. They made the Elite Eight just 2 years ago. But they didn't have any hype until they actually beat UConn in the beginning of November. From there, the Wolfpack have continued to take down wildly successful programs. Tennessee in the second round, Stanford in the Sweet 16, and 1 seed Texas in the Elite Eight. Now, NC State back in the Final Four for the first time since 1998. Now, what makes this Final Four so fun is the star power that each team is bringing in. South Carolina has Camila Cardoso. Iowa, as we mentioned, has Caitlin Clark. UConn has Paige Beckers, and NC State has Isaiah James. Now, of course, they're not the only stars on those teams, but they are each the biggest names on their respective teams. But only one school can win it all. And I know we were talking about how big the women's game has gotten. The tickets for the Final Four are more expensive on some websites than the men's tournament, which is basically unprecedented.
Yeah.
So you said only one team can win it all. Do you know who that will be?
I don't. If I did, I would be probably in Vegas making a lot of money. But NC State and UConn have a chance to do something that is very rare. The men and the women win. This is the first time ever that both 2 programs have a team in the Final Four in the men's and the women's tournament.
I think most people think that throughout the year, South Carolina has been the best team and should be the favorite to win it all. But the star power matchup of Beckers and Clark is something that a lot of people are going to watch Friday night.
Yeah, the winner of that game would take on the winner of South Carolina and NC State in the championship game, and we're going to be in for 3 games of amazing basketball this weekend.
Can't wait till Steve Kornacki sees your outfit.
Me too.
I hope he's inspired.
Hopefully he's going to send you a message going, good on you, Jack.
Jack, thanks for another edition of Jacketology.